Newsx. Now, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has said that Europe stands firmly in full solidarity with Greenland and the Kingdom of Denmark. She added that work on Arctic security will continue, with plans to step up investments in Greenland and Arctic-ready equipment. Aditya Vadhavan is joining me with more details. Aditya, what more can you tell us?
Well, absolutely, Vishal. This indeed, the entire European Union is very concerned about the issue of Greenland. However, there have been several positive developments also regarding this. When President Trump has said that there will be no tariffs on the European countries, European Union as in a whole, but he wants some serious talks with the European leaders as far as the fate of the Greenland is concerned. So definitely, there is some sort of bone of contention between the American and the European side as to how, what lies ahead. President Trump is particularly concerned about the concept of Arctic security. He has been saying that China and Russia have been, involved, have been increasing the military presence in and around Greenland. So definitely, it's a very key development that needs to be seen as to how things unfold in this scenario. Vishali.
All right, Aditya, stay on with me. Now, European Council President Antonio Costa said today that the European Union will defend itself against any form of coercion following US President Donald Trump's withdrawal of threatened tariffs on European countries over Greenland. Costa said the EU will stand up for its interests, member states, citizens and companies, emphasizing that the Union has both the power and the tools to act when necessary. Back to you, Aditya, on this.
Well, absolutely. These comments by the President of the European Union, Costa, is definitely very, very reassuring. As far as the collective security of the European Union is concerned, definitely, Vishali, if you see, there have been, a war of words between the European side and American as far as this issue of Greenland is concerned. So definitely, clearly, and these comments by the European Union President show that Europe would not be intimidated by these tariff threat of US President Donald Trump, and definitely they will stand as united against these tariff threats. And definitely from here on, President Trump has also been giving contradicting statements. At one point, he says that he does not. He will not impose tariffs on European countries, but on the other side, he is saying that there will, but he wants to see some serious talks with the European leaders as far as the issue of Greenland is concerned. Vijali.
Stay on with me, Aditya. Now, Denmark's Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen has said that the door is now open for proper negotiations with the US, following President Donald Trump's meeting with NATO Chief Mark Rutte. Aditya, what more can you tell us on this?
Well, absolutely, Vaishali, to see, definitely there are there are some developments as far as the Greenland issue of Greenland is concerned. So definitely going forward, we could expect some major, demands from US President Donald Trump, because at any cost, he wants, to gain, wants to take the control over Greenland, and this is something which is non-negotiable for him, and that is why he's been repeatedly making such statements, which is inviting criticism of several European leaders, and particularly the Danish ministers, as far as this Trump claims on Greenland is concerned. So definitely it needs to be seen how things unfold in this scenario. Vishali.
Stay on with me, Aditya. Now, US President Donald Trump has